Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am super stoked today to come to you guys and talk to you about my Poshified scholarship. So if you didn't know, twice a year I offer up a $500 scholarship to empower women to really go after their dreams. Now, this last fall, I just got done reading through a lot of amazing essays. And guess what? I have the winner, and I would love to share her story with you. Through all of the essays that I read, I connected with a lot of them, but for some reason I kept going back to this essay, and I was like, it just resonated with me. I felt what she felt. Now, before we get started into the essay, me reading this wonderful essay, I want to talk to you guys about what the Poshified Scholarship is. So, like I said, every fall and spring, I offer up a $500 scholarship towards their education or continuing education. This year, I'm going to read to you what their challenge was to write about. Okay, you ready? All right. The Poshified Scholarship was created to help empower women through education. A woman's intuition in today's world is often belittled, even regarded as unwise. Strong women recognize this as one of their greatest powers. They follow their hearts and trust their gut. They question, they think, they feel, they act, and they often find that this seventh sense helps them make the most important decisions of their lives. That seventh sense, that gut feeling, right? So their challenge for this essay was, think about a time when you or another woman went with your or her gut in a situation where it didn't make sense to the rest of the world. What happened as a result? How has this instinct or spirituality directed your life's decision? This is what each person was faced with to create a 500 or so essay describing this seventh sense, whether it was with themselves or someone else in their family. So today I'm proud to announce that Tracy was the winner of my Poshified scholarship. It went out in the mail. It's coming to her. I'm super stoked to just bless her with a little bit of chance to continue her education. But let's just take a few minutes, and I'd love to read Tracy's essay so that you can really see where I connected with this essay. Okay, you ready? All right. Most times, I believe that we are encouraged to go with conventional wisdom and follow a preset path because everyone else has. We are told to play it safe, and the older we get, we are told to play it safe, and the older we get, become more risk adverse and fall into being comfortable. For me, the career advice I had usually gotten was to find a stable long-term job at a company that I can grow with. But my path has not turned out that way. After nearly 12 years working in the real world, I found that taking the leap to become self-employed, risky as it may be, was the best decision I made for not only my career, but also my personal growth. Since I completed undergrad, I had held back-to-back full-time positions as an industrial product designer at a few different companies based here in New York City. At the time, the goal was to find a role that I liked and get as much experience as possible to continue in my professional growth. Candidly speaking, I absolutely hated the jobs I had during the first half of my professional life. My positions felt like that of a cog in a wheel at companies that proved to have no growth for creative staff. To add to that, being a newbie around the late 2000s and early 2010s was tough given the recession of the time. I had felt stuck. Whenever any position opened, even if it was not so great, I applied anyways if it was slightly better than where I was. I had never known the idea of comfortable when it came to my career. Most times I worked extra hours that being on salary were not paid. Conversely, there were many times that I was underutilized. I always felt that I was capable of and worth more, but did not find the outlet for my skills at any company I was employed with. My last full-time position was at a company that I really liked. I had a great team to work with, and for the first time in my career, I was happy. But this position was also plagued with excessive long hours, working on the same things. I was not only feeling run down, but worse, I was bored. When the company had a massive layoff and my division was practically axed, I was shocked and scared. I had never been let go nor unemployed before, and I did not know what to do with myself. While I was working as a full-time designer, thoughts of going freelance had crossed my mind every now and again, mostly because of all of the unpaid hours I had worked. After a few weeks of panicking and frantically searching for a new job, my gut told me that I should revisit the idea of being a self-employed contractor. I had no idea how to run a small business, but the realization that there was no such thing as job security was convincing enough to try. I deeply believed that the best course of action was to build up my skills, use my connections, and start to gain credibility in my industry as a freelancer. It was not easy making this move. I had started one gig while in the process of creating my LLC, which is a costly process in New York. And while I had gained some steam with some long-term contract roles, there were rough patches, times when I could not find any work for weeks, when money ran low and I had to reach out to friends and family for help, waiting several weeks to get paid for projects. There was a point when it was so hard to find work that I had to apply for unemployment. The suggestions from loved ones to get a real secure job, poured in, and I felt as though I failed at keeping my business going. Feeling ashamed, I cried a lot and I prayed a lot. But I began to use my workless days to keep building, creating artwork, practicing software skills, and spending more time in prayer and meditation, getting to know God. Although I was half-heartedly looking for a full-time real job, I intuitively knew that it would not make sense for me to go back to one in this time. I still had to focus on the build-up. The continuing my education was on the horizon. Thankfully, I not only got new contract positions, but they were of higher value than the previous ones, which helped me bounce back. I was also able to take the continuing education class I had my eye on to lay the foundation for my master's degree. Plus, I successfully got accepted into graduate school. Pushing through the tough times, fear and failure proved to be better for my path. To date, I have been self-employed longer than any of my previous jobs. Being my own boss has made me feel more empowered over my time and value. A company doesn't get to dictate my worth. As a contractor, I tell them my worth. Through all this, especially during the hardest points, I learned that I was becoming more in tune with who I am mentally and spiritually. Settling for work I hated scared me more than the ups and downs of self-employment. I strongly believe that I am built for more. I am built for more. So to be the professional and person that I am meant to be and to cultivate my career, I had to jump into the deep end and believe that I could swim. I have far more confidence and deeper sense of self than I ever have in the past. And to get there, I had to venture away from what people call safe and secure. I learned to trust my own convictions and press forward in faith that I was going in the right direction for my life. I have found my compass. Now, what a blessing. That essay to me was such a blessing in so many ways. Finding your true gut, that you knew that what you were doing was not made for you, that you have more in you, that you have more to offer, and to take that and push through the hard, to be able to continue to go after those dreams. That is exactly what I'm looking for, because we women, we are strong. We have a lot to offer this world. And thank you, Tracy, for taking the time to share your story with us. So uplifting, so empowering. And I just congratulate you. Take that $500, put it towards your education. And I am so, so excited to see where you take this, because girl, you got some great things and you're a hard worker. And follow that gut, listen to God, and I just hope you just shine. So again, you guys, don't forget to stop by Poshified.com. Again, the scholarship goes out twice a year. I'd love to hear your story. If you're looking at continuing your education or you're currently in school, take some time. What is your gut telling you? What has your gut helped tell you? And tell your story to me. I'd love to bless you with $500 towards your education. Again, thanks for joining me today, guys. Please comment below if you have questions. Give a little shout out, way to go to Tracy, or just share with me what that story did for you. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a blessed day.